Hello, hello, dear students. Jai Hind, good morning. Welcome back to our QR session. As you all know very well, that as far as the new edited copy of the topic is concerned, you must know very well that when you are now targeting in our regular lecture, we have done like we haven't concentrated on the topic which has been excluded and the topic which were included. There we concentrated much on each and every topic. Understood? So that you can understand the complete essence of the topic. That time we targeted that way, but now you should understand very important thing that when you are preparing for board exam, okay, you need to target those important topic and you need to concentrate on those topic very much. That is very important for you now. Okay, now see, dear student, as we completed the revision of physics chemistry, we started a quick revision of all chapters of biology. Understand in that, as far as particular chapter is concerned, I am targeting those difficult topics to understand. Okay, it happened that why we are taking some quick revision session. One purpose is you must have attended that particular chapter way back in our regular lecture. So it may happen that some of the things may go, must have gone out of your mind. So QR session, uh, understand, is going to help you to understand those topic and just revive in your mind those topics very well. Okay, now see, dear student, you have already attended the QR sessions for chapter number 6 and chapter number 7. Last time, in our QR session of chapter number 7, you all know that one topic which was eliminated, understand, that is coordination in plant. That topic is already eliminated by boards. So rest of the topic which we have discussed, I just wrote those four topics in front of you. Neuron nerve cell, then discussion about reflex action and reflex arc, then discussion about human brain in detail, and then discussion about human endocrine system in detail. Four topics. So now, dear student, when today we are simply wanting to target chapter number 8, which we have discussed in detail in regular lecture, and I have allocated one particular lectures for drawing the diagram, understand. But here in quick revision session of chapter number 8, we are not going to revise that particular chapter, understand, like we have done in our regular lecture. Here what we are going to do, first, as per the edited copy list sent to you, I will just list out the topic so that when you are preparing this particular chapter, this topic needs to highlight in your mind. And I'm again and again in offline also, I'm discussing with the student that when you prepare, when you attend any QR session for any particular chapter and you attend all topics, read those topics, prepare those topics thoroughly, think on those topics thoroughly, and just keep your eye closed and remember how many topic you need to revise for complete holistic preparation of that particular chapter. Okay, so dear student, when we are today, suppose we are targeting chapter number 8, How do living organisms reproduce? Chapter number 8. Please concentrate here. How do living organism, okay, reproduce? Now see, dear student, when you are preparing this particular chapter in today's revision session, understand, we will first just write those topics, understand, which is actually a part of your study for at least this year. The topic which is, see, the topic 8.1, do living organism produce copy of themselves? That topic 8.1 is a part of your study. Do organism create exact copy of themselves? So that you have to study under this, dear student, one another topic. Means when you are targeting this topic, that do living organism create exact copy of themselves, one another subtopic, that that also you need to target importance of variation. And this particular topic, what is the importance of variation, is going to be very very important. It can be designed and it can be asked, understand, in 2 mark or even in 3 mark. What is the importance of variation in the process of reproduction, understand? So first topic is this, dear student. Now the topic 8.2, that is modes of reproduction used by single organism. That particular topic, modes of reproduction used by single organism, that is eliminated as per the edited copy. So you do not have to prepare topic 8.2 and all related subtopic up to 8.2.6. Okay. Then topic 8.3, that's the topic of sexual reproduction, where you are discussing about sexual reproduction, understand, in plant as well as reproduction in human being. That you all know, understand, reproduction in plant and reproduction in animal. Okay, means in human being, under that male reproductive system, female reproductive system, what happens when the egg is not fertilized, reproductive health, all topics come under the, all subtopics come under the topic of sexual reproduction. So in this particular chapter, the topic which is eliminated for discussion is 8.2, which you do not have to prepare. So you have to target two topic. First 8.1, which you have to target, understand, and the larger topic of this chapter 8.3, sexual reproduction. We are not going to discuss that way like in regular lecture, but we will throw light or highlight some of the important points of discussion, understand. See, dear student, in topic 8.1, I am not going to write all titles, understand, but just try to understand. In topic 8.1, two subtopics has been discussed. Do living organism create exact copies of themselves in progeny in next generation? And the second, is there any importance of variation in the next generation during the process of reproduction? Yes, dear student, both topics are interrelated to each other. How? You all know very well that it never happens that uh, this is we are if we talk of unicellular living organism, that's a different design which we are not going to discuss in detail. But it happened that every living organism tried to create progeny of themselves. Understand? Either it can be a mode of asexual or sexual reproduction. But it happened that in asexual reproduction only one parent participates, so no much variation can be observed in the next generation. But during sexual reproduction, two different parents participate, male and female, and their reproductive cell contribute, understand, in developing the progeny or in developing the next generation. Understand? Now what happens, you all know, sperm released by male and egg released by female, understand, they mix up and form zygote and completely form a new progeny. So that progeny is actually a mixed design of the two parents, and the germ cell or DNA of the two parent is going to participate in the production of that living organism. So it happened that we will also discuss this in chapter number 9. It happened that when two parents germ cells means DNA, understand, are participating in the production of the next generation progeny, so it is going to happen that that the progeny or offspring, which you may say, must possess much similarity with the parents. This is going to happen. Understand, we will also discuss it in chapter number 9. So it happened that during the process of reproduction, though living organism try to create the exact copy of themselves, that is also necessary. It is not going to happen that exact copy of living organism is produced, but actually when a new progeny is born, some inheritance of character are transferred from parental generation to offspring, and that give them some particular body features and body design which help them to survive in the environment where they are living. Take an example. Understand, the suppose in wild forest, when wild animal create a new progeny, then they are actually gifting or donating their body features to the progeny. So those body features which the progeny receive, those body features are going to help them, understand, to adjust themselves to the particular environment. Suppose polar bear, understand, found in Antarctica continent where there is extreme cold, so their progeny are actually donated such features by the polar bear which will give them survival advantage. This word is not proper here, but this will give them facility to survive in that environment. Similarly, the tiger's progeny are born with the features which tiger is giving it, understand, and those features will help them, give them or facilitate them to survive in wild forest. Human being born a child, and in the child some body features they are gifting, those body features are helping the child to survive in the environment, in the niche in which you are living. But dear student, it happened. Now come the next topic, importance of variation. It can happen, dear student, that even progeny is just the design and genetic new makeup of the parents, but it happened that the niche or the ecosystem or habitat in which they are living, understand, may not going to remain the same forever. There can be some environmental changes, some tectonic structural changes in the in the composition of the earth, in the environment also. So it happened, and we all know that very well known stories, understand, very well debated story in the market, that some meteor impact on the earth has created some such a drastic environmental changes which could not allow those huge dinosaurs to survive in this environment. So it happened, dear student. Why dinosaur could not survive and some of the contemporary animal at that time survived? Because some variation in their body, understand, must have given them some survival advantage to survive, understand, or to adjust in that changing environment. So dear student, there is importance of variation, because when new progeny is born with some variations, understand, that variation in the progeny give them survival advantage to live in changing environment. So during the production, during reproduction process, importance of variation is a must, understand. So these two topic, dear student, do living organism create exact copy of themselves, and what is the importance of variation? The second topic is very important. What is the importance of variation? And I explain you that basic essence of the topic, that variation in the new progeny, new offspring, new generation give them survival advantage in the changing environment, which is actually conveying Darwin's principle of natural selection, that natural also likes those living organisms to survive which are the fittest in the changing environment. Understand? So this is happening today, dear student, that many wild animals are at the verge of extinction because of the changing environment, because they are not able to adjust, understand, themselves when there is a loss of the natural habitat by human intervention, understand. So importance of variation is there. Now dear student, if you discuss topic 8.3, understand, that is sexual reproduction. Suppose now when you are discussing this topic of sexual reproduction, what you should keep in your mind? See, remember one thing, what you should keep in your mind when you discuss about say topic of sexual reproduction. The first, there is discussion about reproduction in flower. Further, some minor discussion in 8.3.1, that how the sexual reproduction take place, how the germ cells are produced. That's just a briefing information before the start of the chapter, that by the process of meiosis, germ cells are produced, number of chromosome, understand, has to remain same. uh, Sperm cell are small in size and motile, having tail, and ovum cell are bigger and they are not motile compared to the sperm. That is some minor discussion regarding that topic. Understand, female gamete and male gamete, that has been discussed. Understood? And you all know sperm and egg cell combine and form zygote. That is some information has been given, understand. But under this title, suppose when you are discussing, suppose sexual reproduction in flower, then some of the point which you need to keep in mind, sexual reproduction in flower, sometime occasionally at one time in board exam, dear student, they have also asked such question, that just draw a clean, neat and labeled diagram of a flower. Flower, which is the reproductive organ. Understand? So, dear student, remember one thing very well. When you are preparing the topic of reproduction at same time, you please concentrate on that particular diagram which we have also drawn, and on your request we will send back those, rebroadcast those lectures again, where I have drawn the diagram precisely on the board so that you can feel comfort to draw it again. Understand? Now, as far as the process of reproduction in flower is concerned, where you should target, so that is, you should target on the female reproductive organ, as you all know. We have also discussed in detail. Understand? Now, what is this, dear student? Male reproductive organ you should target means in flower, okay? And female reproductive organ you should travel. You all know, understand, what is this called? Try to understand. This is female reproductive organ. This is male reproductive organ in flower. Understand? So you all know. You must be knowing one definition of pollination. You know the transfer of, what is this? Pollen grain from anther of stamen. Understand? This can be called stamen. This is called filament, and this is called antheridia. Understand? In antheridia, pollen grain are produced. Here, dear student, this can be, understand, as a whole, you can call it carpel, female reproductive organ. This is, as you all know, ovary. Understand? And now here, this can be called stigma. Okay? Just keep this in mind. This is going to help you to design that short note. Understand what happens, how the reproduction here in the ovary, the swollen bottom part of the female reproductive organ. Here, as you know, that ovum cell or egg cell are produced. Now, the transfer of pollen grain from anther of stamen to the stigma of carpel is known as you know, the process of pollination. And who are the carrier helping in the process of pollination? So maybe strong wind, rain, insects, etc. Now, when pollen grain reach to the stigma, how it will travel, understand, and reach to the ovum, so by developing style, one tube, understand, and that style or tube will allow the pollen grain to reach up to the swollen part of the ovary, where the fertilization take place between the ovum and the pollen grain we discussed in detail. Understand? And here the seed are formed. This is the process of reproduction. Understand? This is the process of reproduction in flower. You should only keep this in mind: stamen and carpel. Okay, male reproductive organ, filament, and this is antheridia, which produces the pollen grain. Stigma, the front part of the female reproductive organ, and then ovary. Understand? And here you need to remember the name of this pollen tube. Understood? So the pollen grain, when falls on stigma, understand, it develop automatically a pollen tube to travel from here and to reach to the ovary to fertilize the ovum and form seed. So this is flower. In flower, the process of reproduction how take place. Understood? So this way, dear student, you can target the topic, right? Uh, See, remember one thing very well: developing a good diagram that is consisting of sepal, petal, and then developing female and male reproductive organ and developing the petals. That's a part of that is a part when you are asked to just to simply draw a labeled clean sketch of flower, understand, the reproductive organ of the plant. That at that time, when you are asked simply to draw a neat and clean label diagram of flower, that's a different thing. But now, when you are targeting the topic of how the fertilization occur or how the process of reproduction take place in plant. This uh, this simple diagram you need to target the how the pollen grain are transferred from anther of stamen to the stigma of carpel. Two type of pollination you are studying from earlier standards, self and cross pollination. If it happen between the flower of same plant, we call it self pollination. If it occur between the flowers of two different plants, we call it cross pollination. Understand? And who are the carriers of pollination process? For the carriers of pollination insect, strong gust of wind or rainfall, the rain spring is also going to help for transfer of pollen grain from antheridia up to the stigma of carpel, where pollen grain develop the tube, and through this style it will reach to the swollen bottom part of the ovary to fertilize the ovum. Understand? And form the seed. So this way, dear student, you should remember the topic. Suppose the topic number 2 if we target, that is reproduction in human being. I am not targeting the complete diagram because that is your department to practice it more and more. Understand? I am just discussing those basics which is required for you while you prepare the short note. Developing which hormone is responsible for this in male and female, that we have also discussed in chapter number 7. Testis produce testosterone hormone which is responsible for developing primary and secondary sexual character in male, and production of estrogen and progesterone hormone in ovary is responsible for the development of primary and secondary sexual character in female. What is important for you is remembering few words in your mind. See, suppose you are preparing about male reproductive organ, or you are preparing about female reproductive organ. Understand? Some of the point which you must keep in mind when you discuss about male and female reproductive organ. In male reproductive organ, you should know the name. First, suppose, dear student, when you are discussing about suppose testis, sperm are produced, then what you will remember? Testis, if you remember, then you should remember vas deferens. Understand? Then you should remember, when you title this, you should remember epididymis. Understand? Then vast difference. Understand? And here, dear student, this way you can make up your things. Understand? Here you a diagram is different thing. Here you saw this way. Suppose I call it seminal vesicle and I call it prostate gland. Okay, prostate gland. This is male semen, and then you know the urinogenetical path. Okay, urinogenital path. While you remember the female reproductive organ, you should target some of the important words like ovary. Ovary, then you should target what? Fallopian tube. Then you should target oviduct. Then you should target, understand, cervix. Before that you should target word uterus. After uterus you should target cervix, and then vaginal opening. Okay. Okay, dear student, if this remain in your mind, you are able to write the short note and also the next one also, that is regarding reproductive health. What happens in male? Testes become active when they come at the age of puberty. Understand? During the age of puberty, testes become active. Understand? By the signal from other gland like pituitary gland. they become active and start secreting testosterone hormone and start producing the sperm. The process which starts in male generally around the age of 13 to 14, which we call the process of spermatogenesis. Sperm which are produced, understand, in the testes, pair of testes, which actually involve in the production of sperm at a temperature 3 degree less than your body temperature. Understand? Now, when the spermatogenesis starts and sperms are produced, these sperm are temporarily stored in epididymis. Then, through vas deferens, it travel. Understand? And during its pathway, when sperm is traveling through vas deferens, before they enter in urinogenital path, a combination of male semen is formed, secretion from seminal vesicle and thick odorous secretion from prostate gland. These three make the male semen. This male semen travel through urinogenital path. Understand? Right? And during the sexual reproduction, we have particularly got an external reproductive organ like penis, which is helping us so that we are able to enter the male semen during the sexual intercourse in the vaginal opening of the female. Okay? So this is about male reproductive organ. Now, when you are discussing about female reproductive organ, again there is pair of ovary which are sticking to the oviduct, and oviduct through fallopian tube opens in uterus. Uterus, the front portion, the highly sensible part of the uterus is called cervix, followed by vaginal opening. In male and female, the one major difference is in male the testes are working alternatively and testes are working together simultaneously. It is not the case in female. Both the ovaries are working alternatively at an interval of 28 to 31 days. Ovums are produced, travel through fallopian tube. First they enter the oviduct, travel through fallopian tube and enters the uterus. Understand? So this is the process of ovulation in female start around the age of 11 to 12, the age of puberty, age of adolescence, which you can say. Now actually, dear student, when you are thinking about the process of fertilization, which is the site where the fertilization is going to take place, understand that that is the site of fertilization, you can call it uterus. So now, dear student, what happens? Because the site of fertilization is uterus, where the male sperm and female egg are going to meet, and the male sperm will fertilize the female egg and form the zygote. Now that zygote needs to be developed into complete child in interval of 9 months or 270 days, which we can call the gestation period. Now what happens? Uterus, because the the day the production of ovum start, the size of the uterus, no doubt one of the sexual character in female is going to enlarge. Understand? Because if by chance the fertilization take place in uterus of ovum cell and sperm, then the zygote is going to be formed, and that zygote has to be kept there, understand, for 9 months for the production of a child. So during this 9 months, first that zygote, after the zygote is formed, it has to stick to the wall, to the wall of the uterus, understand, and for that the wall of the uterus, understand, becomes softer and full of blood vessels, so that if by chance fertilization take place and zygote is formed, that zygote stick to the placenta wall of the uterus, so that it will derive all nutrition from blood vessel from mother. Okay? And that zygote will remain there. Then the process you all know: cell division, cell differentiation, organ formation, organ system formation, body formation take place just in interval of around 6 and a half or 7 months, and their complete child is born. Now, dear student, uterus is the site of fertilization, but by chance, and uterus is preparing itself that by chance, if the fertilization take place, the child can be produced. But it happened that every time it is not going to happen that the girl come in the process of ovulation and child is produced, because during that phase she may not come in sexual intercourse with any male, understand, and even she come in sexual intercourse with male, it is not going to produce child, understand. So it is not the case that every time the sexual intercourse occurs and the fertilization will take place. So what happens if fertilization does not take place? Then the wall of the uterus, which were actually prepared every month, understand, for the fertilization, will break up, and along with the blood vessel, understand, that part come out, which we call the process of menstruation or the process of period in female, understand. So this is complete discussion about reproductive organ and reproduction in human. Now, dear student, the next topic, I'm just titling it here only, that is topic 8.4, that is reproductive health. Now see, dear student, what happens that reproduction, as you all know, is the essence of the process of evolution, but at the same time male and female has to be also participate in the process of population control, and at that time the male and female both has to be well aware and conscious regarding the cleanliness of their reproductive organ. Otherwise sometime it happen that either male or female may caught in either bacterial infection like gonorrhea, syphilis, or viral infection like HIV, AIDS also. Understand? So cleanliness and unsafe sex should be avoided. That is one main message for the reproductive health. Rest, dear student, you all know different type of techniques which are utilized, understand, as a method of contraception to control the childbirth and participate in the process of decreasing population, understand. And that's why the government every now and then are promoting small family, happy family, understand, because they are actually giving a noble message to participate in the process of controlling population, understand. So many methods, some intake of the oral pills by the female, understand, which will disturb some hormonal balance, and as a result the production of child can be avoided. It is also safer. There are some surgical method also, where either the vas deferens is tied or cut, or fallopian tube is tied or cut, so that when vas deferens is tied or cut, it will not allow the entry of sperm outside the penis, understand. Then just cutting a part of the fallopian tube, which will ensure that the ovum cell will not reach to uterus, so there is no question of fertilization take place, which we call vasectomy and tubectomy. Sometimes copper T are also fixed in the vaginal opening of the female to avoid the childbirth, but it has some it may cause some irritation, and that's why it is not practiced and advisable. Also use of condoms, understand, that's a general practice in today's world, understand, to avoid the childbirth. You understood this? So there are some various technique which has, some are surgical methods, some are chemical methods, understand, to avoid the childbirth, which is actually going to help to control the overall human population, understand. So dear student, remember one thing very well, understand. Some in text question, they are, if a woman is using a copper T, will it help in protecting her from sexually transmitted disease? No, dear student. Wearing copper T is just ensuring, understand, that the sperm will not enter the uterus and no fertilization will take place. Copper T is not a device, understand, to stop or prevent any sexually transmitted disease. Sexually transmitted disease can be avoided by two major factors: cleanliness understand, of your reproductive organ and avoiding unsafe sex. Understand, these are the two main concentrating point which every male and female has to concentrate to avoid infection of any, understand, any sexually transmitted disease. Is it clear in your mind? So that way, dear student, you can read the reproductive health. So this way we are completing the revision of, quick revision of chapter number 8 also. So, dear student, one point is clear in your mind, that the topic 8.2, that is the modes of reproduction in single living organism, and all subtopic has been eliminated. So, from this particular chapter, you have to prepare three topic: 8.1, 8.2, 8.3. 8.1, we discussed two main questions: do living organisms create copy of themselves, and importance of variation in the process of evolution in the process of reproduction. Then topic 8.2, sexual reproduction, first reproduction in flower, and then reproduction in human being, and then topic 8.3, that is regarding reproductive health. And come under this title only, 8.3, regarding reproductive health. So, dear student, when you are sitting silently and thinking about that, I want to revise as a whole chapter number 8, how do living organisms reproduce. So, in front of your mindset, two topic needs to highlight: 8.1, under which the two topic, do living organisms create exact copy of themselves, and importance of variation. Topic 8.2 eliminated. 8.3, sexual reproduction, some basic discussion about sexual reproduction. Then reproductive organ of plant, that is neat and clean diagram of flower. Then explanation how reproduction take place in flower. Then reproduction in human being, some explanation about sperm cell and ovum cell in detail, age of puberty and all these factors, secondary and primary sexual character, male reproductive organ, female reproductive organ, process of fertilization, process of menstruation, and then reproductive health. This way you assess out in your mind, and you are able to prepare and think this chapter thoroughly in your mind. Okay, dear students, so with this, understand, we are completing the QR session for chapter number 8. Okay, thank you very much.